In the heart of space, a huge alien space station floated silently against the dark sky, filled with stars. The station was a meeting place for leaders from many worlds and many species. They came from different planets with different shapes and colors. Some had many eyes, some had long arms. Others had shining scales. They gathered in a giant room filled with lights and screens that showed the galaxy outside. The room was full of tension because this meeting was about something very serious, something that had all the leaders worried and afraid. The leader of the station, a tall being with blue skin and glowing eyes, stood up and spoke in a deep voice. He said, "We have a problem that no one wants to face. There's a part of the galaxy where many ships have gone missing. This area is full of danger and mystery. We call it the Dead Zone." The room grew quiet as everyone listened carefully. Some leaders looked at each other with fear in their eyes. Others clenched their fists, but said nothing. The Dead Zone was a place no one wanted to enter. One of the leaders, a small creature with wings and sharp teeth, spoke next. "We have tried to send scouts, but none came back alive. The dangers there are too great. We cannot risk losing more ships or lives." Another leader with shiny metal skin nodded. "Our technology fails there. We do not understand what is happening in that area. It is better to avoid it than to die trying." More leaders agreed. They said the mission to explore the Dead Zone was impossible and too dangerous. No one wanted to be the first to try. The leader with blue skin looked around the room. His eyes showed worry, but also a small hope. "But if we do not explore the Dead Zone, the danger will grow. No one knows what is there, and it could threaten the whole galaxy. We need a brave crew who can go and find the truth." The leaders whispered to each other. They knew the risk was huge, but they needed answers. Then a new voice came from the back of the room. It was calm, but strong. The voice said, "We will take the mission." The room turned quickly to see who had spoken. It was a human man standing tall. He wore a simple uniform with a small flag of Earth on his chest. The humans had been quiet until now, but when they spoke, all eyes were on them. The human captain smiled and said, "Your fear is clear, but we are ready. We know this mission is dangerous, but that does not stop us. We have faced danger many times before, and we will do it again." Some alien leaders looked shocked. Some whispered to each other, "Why are humans so sure? What do they know that we do not?" The human captain continued, "We do not fear the unknown. We see it as a challenge, not a threat. We are curious and brave. We believe that every problem has a solution, and every danger can be met with courage." His words filled the room with a new energy. Some leaders felt hope for the first time. Others felt doubt, but could not ignore the human's confidence. The leader with blue skin asked, "How can you be so sure?" "The Dead Zone has taken many lives. Even your best ships might not survive." The human captain looked at him and said, "Because we trust each other, we work as a team and never give up. We have a strong spirit and a will to live. We will prepare well and face whatever comes." There was a moment of silence. Then another human stepped forward. She was a woman with sharp eyes and a calm voice. She said, "We also have new technology that can help us. We have learned from other species and combined our knowledge. We are ready to explore and find answers." Some alien leaders started to nod slowly. They began to believe that humans might succeed where others failed, but many still had doubts. They asked questions about the humans' plans and tools. The humans answered every question clearly, and simply their honesty and calmness helped to ease some fears. As the meeting continued, the humans explained how they would prepare. Their ship would be strong and fast. Their crew would be trained for every kind of danger. They would use special sensors to detect threats before it was too late. The aliens listened closely. They could see the humans were serious and ready. Outside the space station, the stars twinkled silently. The galaxy was full of unknown places and hidden dangers. The Dead Zone was one of the greatest mysteries, but now, with humans ready to face it, a new hope began to shine. The leaders ended the meeting with a decision to support the humans. The humans would lead the mission and explore the Dead Zone. They would carry the hopes of many species with them, but no one knew what they would find there, what dangers awaited them in the darkness of space. The human captain looked out the window at the stars. He felt a mix of fear and excitement. He knew this mission would change everything, but he also knew that humans were ready to prove their strength and courage. As the humans prepared to leave, many eyes watched them, some with hope, some with fear, some with curiosity. The galaxy waited for the humans to enter the Dead Zone and discover its secrets. The story was just beginning, and the greatest adventure was about to start. The humans had signed up instantly, but the real test was still ahead. What would happen in the dead zone, no one could say, but one thing was sure. Humans would face it without fear and with a strong heart. Ask ChatGPT. The human spaceship stood ready at the giant docking bay of the alien space station. Its sleek design was unlike any other ship there. Was built for speed and strength with shiny metal that reflected the light of distant stars. The crew moved quickly around the ship, checking every detail. Their faces showed focus and calm confidence. They knew what was coming, and they were ready to face it. The captain, a tall man with sharp eyes, called his team together in the main hall. He spoke clearly and simply. This mission is not like any other. We will enter the dead zone where no one has returned before. We must be careful and work together. Every moment will test us, but we will not give up. The crew listened and nodded. They trusted their leader and believed in the mission. As the ship prepared for takeoff, scientists and engineers brought special equipment aboard. They loaded sensors that could scan for hidden dangers and shields strong enough to protect from attacks. The crew practiced using new weapons designed for unknown enemies. Their training was tough, but necessary. Every member learned how to move silently and fight if needed. Outside the ship, the alien leaders watched with mixed feelings. Some were still afraid and doubted the humans could succeed. Others admired the humans' courage and determination. The captain noticed their eyes on him and felt the weight of their hopes and fears. He knew he had to lead not only his crew, but also inspire confidence across many worlds. The countdown began, and the engines hummed to life. The ship slowly lifted off from the station and entered the vast emptiness of space. The stars stretched in every direction, and the darkness around seemed endless. The dead zone lay ahead, waiting to test the humans' strength and will. During the journey, the crew faced many strange events. Their sensors picked up unusual signals that made the ship shake and lights flicker. Sometimes strange sounds echoed through the corridors, but no one could see where they came from. The captain ordered the crew to stay alert and ready for anything. One night, a young crew member looked out the window and saw a shadow moving beside the ship. It was fast and silent like a ghost, but before anyone could react, the shadow disappeared. The crew felt a chill, but no one spoke of fear. They only tightened their grip on their weapons and waited for what was next. The ship moved deeper into the dead zone. Every minute passed like an hour. The tension grew, and the unknown dangers seemed closer. The captain gathered the crew once more. We are in new space now. This place holds secrets and threats, but it also holds answers. We must be brave and smart. Our strength is in our unity. Suddenly, an alarm sounded. The sensors detected a large object moving fast toward the ship. The crew prepared for impact, but when the object came close, it turned out to be a damaged alien vessel. Drifting silently, the humans quickly sent a team to board the ship and investigate. Inside the old ship, the team found signs of struggle, broken equipment, and strange marks covered the walls. The silence was heavy, and the air felt cold. The team moved carefully, hoping to find clues about what happened to the crew of the lost ship. They found a small recording device and played it. The message was short and full of fear. The lost crew spoke of a terrible creature attacking from the darkness. They warned others to stay away from the dead zone. Before it was too late, the humans listened, and their faces grew serious. They knew the dangers were real, but their mission was more important than ever. Back on their ship, the humans discussed what to do next. Some wanted to return and warn others, but the captain shook his head. We must go forward. The truth is waiting, and if we do not find it, no one else will. The crew agreed and prepared for what lay ahead. The next day, the ship approached a planet hidden inside the dead zone. The surface was dark and full of strange shapes like broken machines and ruins. The planet seemed dead, but the humans sensed something alive beneath the silence. They landed their ship and began to explore. The ground was rough and the air was thick with dust. Every step felt heavy, but the humans moved with purpose. They found signs of an ancient battle long ago. A great war had taken place here and left destruction behind. Strange symbols covered the walls of ruined buildings and machines half buried in the ground. One crew member discovered a device still working faintly. It showed a map of the area and pointed to a hidden location. The captain decided they must follow the map to find answers. The crew prepared for a long journey into the unknown parts of the planet. As they traveled deeper into the ruins, the humans faced traps and dangers the ground shook and walls moved to block their path. But the crew used their skills and teamwork to pass every challenge. Their courage grew with every step, and their hope for success became stronger. At the heart of the ruins, the humans found a fortress built by an unknown race. The fortress was dark and cold, but still powerful. It held secrets that could change the fate of the galaxy. The captain looked at his crew and said, "This is what we came for now. We must be ready for the hardest test." The humans entered the fortress carefully. They moved through shadowy halls and empty rooms. Their sensors detected machines guarding the place. The crew prepared their weapons and moved silently like hunters in the night. The silence was broken only by the soft sounds of their steps. Suddenly, a huge machine appeared in front of them. It was a guardian left to protect the fortress from intruders. The machine was strong and fast. It attacked without warning, but the humans fought back with skill and bravery. The battle was fierce, but the humans did not give up. Using teamwork and quick thinking, the humans defeated the guardian. The machine fell silent, and the fortress doors opened deeper inside. The crew entered a room filled with strange technology and glowing crystals. They had found the source of the power that caused the dangers in the dead zone. The captain studied the devices carefully and realized the power was a weapon lost long ago. It was dangerous, but also held the key to protecting the galaxy. If used wisely, the humans decided to take the weapon and return to warn others about the dead zone. As they left the planet, the crew felt proud and strong. They had faced the unknown and survived. Their mission was not over, but they had shown that humans could do what others could not. The galaxy would remember their courage and hope for a better future. The ship returned to the space station where the alien leaders waited anxiously. The humans shared their story and the weapon they had found. The leaders were amazed and grateful. They praised the humans for their bravery and skill. The captain smiled and said, "This is only the beginning. We will continue to explore and protect the galaxy. No danger is too great when we face it together." The room filled with hope and new plans for the future. The humans had signed up instantly, and now they had proven their strength. The dead zone was no longer a mystery, but a challenge that could be met with courage and unity. The story of the humans' journey was just starting, and the galaxy watched with wide eyes, ready for the next adventure. The human ship moved steadily through the endless black of space, every star around them a distant light, shining quietly, as if watching their journey. The crew was focused and alert, ready for anything that might happen. In the mysterious dead zone ahead lay unknown dangers and secrets waiting to be discovered. The captain stood on the bridge, looking at the star map displayed in front of him. The path was clear, but the risks were great. Every moment could bring a new threat or a surprising discovery. The crew worked like a well-oiled machine. Each member had a job and did it with skill and care. The engineers checked the engines, making sure everything ran smoothly. The sensors officer watched the screens, searching for any sign of danger. The communications team stayed ready in case they needed to send a message. The atmosphere inside the ship was tense, but calm. Everyone knew that staying focused was their best defense. Suddenly, the sensors picked up a strange signal. It was faint and irregular, but clearly coming from nearby. The signal did not match anything in their database and moved quickly across the star map. The captain ordered the crew to track it carefully, hoping it might lead to something important or at least explain the strange activity in the dead zone. As the ship followed the signal, the lights flickered briefly and the engines hummed louder. The crew felt a sudden chill, as if the space around them had changed. The captain looked at his team and said, "Stay ready, everyone. We do not know what is out here." The ship moved deeper into the dark area where no one had gone before. During the journey, strange things began to happen. The crew heard soft noises coming from the empty corridors, sometimes whispers or distant echoes that had no source. No one could explain the sounds, but they did not panic. Instead, they focused on their tasks and supported each other. The captain reminded them, "Fear is natural, but we must not let it control us." One night, the youngest crew member was on watch. When she looked out the window, she saw something moving beside the ship. It was a shadowy figure, fast and silent. She blinked, and the figure vanished before anyone else could see it. The crew talked quietly about the sighting. Some said it was a ghost, others a new kind of enemy, but no one had answers. As the ship moved forward, the signal grew stronger and more complex. The sensors showed shapes and patterns that looked almost alive. The crew studied the data carefully, trying to understand what the signal meant. They realized it might be a form of communication or a warning from a lost civilization. The captain decided to follow the signal despite the risks. The ship soon reached a place where space itself seemed different. The stars around them twinkled strangely, and the darkness was deeper. The ship's instruments struggled to work correctly, and the crew felt a pressure as if the very air was heavy. They had entered the heart of the dead zone, where the laws of space seemed to change. Suddenly, a huge shadow appeared on the sensors, moving fast, and close to the ship. The alarm sounded, and the crew prepared for battle. But when the shadow came into view, it was not a weapon or enemy ship. It was a massive creature floating silently in space. Its body was covered with glowing patterns and long tentacles that moved slowly. The crew stared in wonder and fear. The creature was unlike anything they had seen before. The captain ordered the ship to keep a safe distance, but the creature followed quietly. It did not attack, but seemed curious. The crew watched as it moved around the ship with grace and power. Then the creature emitted a strange sound that the sensors recorded. It was not hostile, but full of meaning. The captain wondered if this being was a guardian or a lost soul of the dead zone. The humans decided to try to communicate. The communications officer sent signals in return, hoping to make contact. The creature responded with changing lights and sounds like a language. The crew felt a connection growing slowly between them and the mysterious being. The captain thought this could be the key to understanding the dangers of the dead zone. As the creature moved away, the ship continued to follow the signal. It led them to a small planet covered with strange plants and dark waters. The planet seemed alive, but also dangerous. The humans landed carefully, preparing for any threat. The air was thick and the sky had an eerie glow. The ground was soft and strange sounds came from the forest nearby. The crew explored the planet step by step. They found signs of an ancient civilization, ruins of buildings half buried and covered with vines. Strange statues and symbols decorated the places, telling stories of a time long gone. The captain and his team studied everything, trying to learn what had happened here and what dangers remained. Deep inside the ruins, they discovered a hidden chamber. The walls were covered with glowing symbols that told a story of war and power. A powerful weapon had been created here long ago, but lost during the fighting. The weapon's energy was still active and caused the strange signals and dangers in the area. The captain realized this was the source of the dead zone's mystery and threat. The crew debated what to do. Some feared the weapon was too dangerous and should be destroyed. Others believed it could protect the galaxy if used wisely. The captain reminded them, "We must be careful, but we cannot ignore this power. We have a duty to understand and control it before it falls into the wrong hands." As they prepared to leave the planet, the crew felt a new strength and purpose. The journey was far from over, but they had found hope and a way forward. The humans had shown their courage once again and proved they could face the unknown with courage and wisdom. Back on the ship, the captain looked at the stars and thought about the future. The dead zone was still full of secrets and dangers, but the humans had made the first step towards solving its mysteries. The galaxy watched and waited for what would come next. The story of the humans and the dead zone was only beginning, and many adventures lay ahead. The human ship moved carefully through the dark space near the strange planet. The crew was tense and alert after discovering the ancient ruins and the hidden chamber. They knew the danger was real and close. Every step they took could lead to new threats or new answers. The captain stood on the bridge watching the stars and thinking about what they had found. The powerful weapon hidden in the ruins was unlike anything they had seen before. It was a force that could destroy worlds or protect them. The humans had to be careful and smart. The crew prepared to explore more of the ruins and learn about the weapon's power. They checked their equipment and made sure everyone was ready. The air inside the ship was quiet, but full of energy. Everyone knew this was a moment that could change the fate of the galaxy. The captain gathered his team and spoke with calm determination. "We must understand this weapon and keep it safe. We cannot let it fall into the wrong hands." As the humans landed near the hidden chamber, the ground trembled slightly. The ruins seemed alive with energy. The walls glowed softly with strange lights, and the air was thick with power. The crew moved slowly and carefully. Each step echoed in the empty halls. The captain led the way, holding a small device that scanned the energy from the weapon. The readings were high and growing stronger. Suddenly, a loud noise filled the chamber. The walls shook and dust fell from the ceiling. The humans looked around in surprise and fear. Then a shadow appeared from the darkness, a creature unlike any they had seen before. It was huge and covered with armor made of metal and scales. Its eyes shone red, and it moved with slow, heavy steps. The creature was a guardian left to protect the weapon. The humans raised their weapons but did not fire. The captain ordered them to stay calm and try to communicate. The guardian made a low growl and moved closer. It seemed to test the humans' courage and strength. The captain stepped forward and spoke in a steady voice. "We do not want to harm you. We only seek to understand and protect." The guardian paused and then made a sound like a question. The humans waited in silence. The guardian suddenly attacked, moving faster than expected. The crew fought back using their new weapons and training. The battle was fierce and loud. The guardian was strong and smart. It knew the ruins well and used the traps and shadows to its advantage. The humans had to work together, using every skill and tactic they had learned. The captain directed the team, moving between the guardian's attacks. He ordered the engineers to use the special devices to weaken the guardian's armor. The crew moved with speed, encouraged. Their weapons fired beams of light and energy. The guardian roared and struggled, but did not fall easily. After a long fight, the guardian finally weakened and stopped moving. The humans approached carefully. The captain checked the creature and found it was alive, but injured. He gave orders to help the guardian and treat its wounds. The crew worked quickly and gently. The guardian looked at them with new eyes and then slowly moved away into the shadows. The humans felt a mix of relief and respect. They had faced a great challenge and survived. They had learned that even powerful guardians could be reasoned with and helped. The captain smiled and said, "We must remember that strength and mercy are both important." The crew continued to explore the ruins, looking for more clues about the weapon. The walls showed pictures of an ancient war where many races fought for control of the powerful device. The weapon was made to control energy that could shape or destroy planets. The last battle was so terrible that it left the planet in ruins and caused the dead zone to form. The humans found a control room filled with strange machines and glowing buttons. The captain and the engineers studied the controls carefully. They discovered a way to deactivate the weapon or use it if necessary. The power was great, but dangerous. The humans decided to take the control device with them to study it further and keep it safe. As they prepared to leave the ruins, a new threat appeared. The ground shook violently, and cracks opened in the earth. From the darkness came creatures that looked like shadows with glowing eyes. They moved quickly and attacked the humans without warning. The crew fought bravely, using all their weapons and teamwork. The battle was tough, but the humans refused to give up. The captain led the defense, giving clear orders and inspiring his crew. "Stay strong, we can survive this together." The humans used their new technology and courage to push back the creatures. Slowly, the enemies retreated and disappeared into the darkness. The crew breathed deeply and tended to their wounds. The humans returned to their ship with the control device and the knowledge they had gained. They knew the mission was not over, but they had made great progress. The captain spoke to his crew. "We have faced danger and learned much. The weapon is powerful, but we will protect the galaxy from its harm." As the ship left the planet, the crew looked at the stars with hope and determination. They had shown that humans could face the greatest dangers with courage and wisdom. The story of the Dead Zone was still unfolding, but the humans were ready for whatever came next. The galaxy watched and waited for the next chapter in this great adventure. Ask ChatGPT. The human ship glided quietly through space, leaving the dark planet behind. The crew was tired but determined. They carried with them the control device from the ancient weapon and many questions about what they had found. The captain gathered the team in the main hall to share his thoughts and plans. The mission was far from over, but their courage and teamwork had brought them this far. "We have uncovered great power and great danger," he said. "Now we must understand it fully and decide how to use it to protect the galaxy." The scientists began studying the control device in a special lab on the ship. They worked day and night, trying to unlock its secrets. The device glowed with a soft light and responded to their touch, but its true purpose was still a mystery. The crew watched the scientists with hope and patience. They knew that understanding the weapon was the key to ending the dangers of the Dead Zone. Meanwhile, the captain and his officers planned their next steps. They needed to find the source of the weapon's energy and the reason it had been lost long ago. The ancient ruins had given them clues, but the galaxy was large and full of secrets. They decided to follow a trail of strange energy signals that might lead them to another hidden place connected to the weapon. The ship changed course toward a distant star system known for its history and legends. Many species believe that powerful forces had once lived there. The journey was long, but the crew stayed focused. They trained and prepared for whatever they might find. The captain reminded them, "The galaxy is full of wonders and dangers. We must be ready for both." As they approached the star system, the sensors picked up unusual readings. The energy from the weapon seemed to grow stronger and more complex. The ship's instruments worked hard to track the signals and decode their meaning. The crew felt a mix of excitement and caution. They knew they were close to uncovering more secrets, but also closer to danger. The ship entered orbit around a large planet covered with swirling storms and strange lights. The planet was beautiful but mysterious. Its surface was covered with wide oceans and tall mountains. The crew studied the signals and found they came from beneath the planet's surface. A hidden place awaited them deep below. The captain gathered a small team to explore the planet. They prepared special suits and equipment for the dangerous mission. The team included scientists, engineers, and soldiers. All were ready to face the unknown. The landing was smooth, but the atmosphere was heavy and full of strange sounds. The planet seemed alive and watching. The team moved carefully through thick forests and rocky terrain. The ground trembled beneath their feet, and strange plants glowed in the dark. The air was filled with whispers, as if the planet itself was telling a story. The explorers found ruins similar to the ones on the previous planet, but much older and larger. The ancient civilization here had been powerful and wise. In the heart of the ruins, the team discovered a great hall filled with symbols and statues. The walls told stories of a great war, where many races had fought for control of the weapon. The captain studied the images and realized that the weapon had once been used to protect life, but had become dangerous when misused. The ancient people had tried to hide it to stop its power from destroying everything. Deeper in the hall, the team found a chamber sealed with strong energy fields. The sensors showed intense power inside. The captain ordered the engineers to find a way to open the chamber safely. They worked carefully and finally succeeded. The doors opened slowly, revealing a glowing crystal at the center. The crystal pulsed with energy and light. The scientists studied the crystal and found it was the source of the weapon's power. The energy was pure and strong, but also unstable. The captain knew this was the heart of the Dead Zone mystery. If the energy was not controlled, it could destroy planets or create new dangers. The humans had to protect the crystal and learn how to use it wisely. As the team explored the chamber, they found records left by the ancient civilization. The records told of their hopes and fears and the terrible war that had torn their world apart. They wrote about the weapon's power and the decision to hide it deep in the galaxy. The humans felt a deep connection to these stories. They understood that their mission was not just about power, but about responsibility and hope. Suddenly, the chamber shook violently. The energy from the crystal reacted to their presence and sent out a shockwave. The team struggled to stay balanced, but the captain quickly ordered everyone to move back. The engineers worked fast to stabilize the energy fields. The shockwave stopped, but the danger was clear. The crystal was alive and powerful and not easy to control. The humans returned to the ship with the crystal and the records. They knew they had found something precious and dangerous. Their journey had taken them deeper into the mysteries of the Dead Zone, but also closer to answers. The captain spoke to his crew. "We carry a great responsibility. Now our strength is not only in weapons, but in wisdom and courage. We must protect this power and use it to bring peace." The ship left the planet and set course for the space station, where many awaited their return. The journey was long, but filled with hope. The humans had proven that they could face the greatest challenges with bravery and heart. The galaxy watched and waited to hear their story and see what the future held. The captain looked at the stars from the bridge and felt a quiet strength inside him, and his crew had begun a new chapter in the history of the galaxy. A story of humans who dared to face the unknown to protect all life. The Dead Zone was no longer a place of fear, but a challenge that could be met with courage and unity. The adventure was far from over, but the humans had shown their true power. Their spirit and determination had lit a path through the darkness, and mystery ahead lay new dangers and new hopes. But the crew was ready. The galaxy was ready to see what humans could do when they stood together for a greater good. The human ship moved steadily toward the distant star system, where new secrets awaited. The crew was ready for the final part of their mission. After gathering the crystal and ancient records, they knew the greatest test was still ahead. The captain stood on the bridge, watching the stars and thinking about the challenges to come. The energy they carried was powerful, but fragile. It could save or destroy. The humans had to be strong and careful. As the ship entered orbit around a small moon, the sensors detected a hidden fortress buried beneath the rocky surface. The fortress was ancient and massive. Its walls were made of strange metal that shimmered under the light. The energy signals came from deep inside. The captain called his team together. This is where we will find the answers and face the last challenge. The fate of the galaxy depends on us. The crew prepared carefully for the descent. They checked their suits and weapons and made sure all systems were ready. The landing was rough. As the ship touched down on the rocky ground, the air was thin and cold, but the humans were determined. They moved out in teams to explore the fortress and find the source of the energy. The fortress entrance was hidden behind large boulders and thick vines. The crew worked together to clear the path and enter carefully inside. The halls were dark and silent. The walls were covered with glowing symbols and strange machines. The humans moved quietly, feeling the weight of history and power. As they went deeper, the sensors detected traps and defenses still active after thousands of years. The crew had to avoid hidden dangers and solve puzzles to move forward. The captain led with patience and skill. Every step is important. Stay alert and trust your training. The crew worked together, using their knowledge and courage to pass every test. In the heart of the fortress, the humans found a great chamber filled with energy and light. At the center stood a massive guardian robot made of metal and glowing crystals. Its eyes opened as the humans approached. The guardian spoke in a deep voice. "You who seek the power must prove your worth or face destruction." The crew prepared for battle, but the captain raised his hand. "We do not seek to fight. Without cause, we come to protect and learn." The guardian's eyes glowed brighter and then dimmed slowly. "Words are easy, but actions show truth. Prepare yourself for the trial." Suddenly, the chamber shifted and the floor moved. The humans found themselves in a large arena, surrounded by walls that closed, and slowly the guardian appeared at the center, ready to test their strength. And while the battle began fierce and fast, the guardian was powerful, using many attacks and defenses. The crew fought with all their skill and teamwork. The captain coordinated the crew's moves, calling out commands and strategies. The engineers found weak points in the Guardian's armor and shared the information quickly. The soldiers used their weapons with precision and courage. The fight was long and hard, but the humans never gave up. As the battle reached its peak, the captain noticed a pattern in the Guardian's attacks. He told the crew, "Focus on its left side. When it attacks, use the openings to strike." The team followed his orders and slowly wore down the Guardian's defenses. Finally, the Guardian fell to the ground, silent and still. The chamber walls opened, revealing a new room filled with ancient knowledge and technology. The humans entered carefully and found a control center for the weapon. The captain approached the main console and studied the controls. The power of the weapon was at their fingertips, but also under their responsibility. The captain spoke to his crew. "We have passed the trial and found the truth. The weapon is not a tool of destruction, but a force to protect life. When used with wisdom, we must keep it safe and use it only for peace." The crew agreed, understanding the weight of their duty. The humans gathered the knowledge and technology from the fortress, preparing to return to the galaxy. They knew their mission had changed the future. They had faced the greatest dangers and proven their strength and courage. The galaxy was no longer a place of fear, but a place of hope. As the ship left the moon, the crew looked at the stars with pride and hope. The captain thought about the journey and the challenges they had overcome. The humans had signed up instantly, and now they had become the protectors of the galaxy. The story of the Dead Zone was a story of courage, unity, and the power of the human spirit. The ship traveled back toward the space station, where many awaited the news. The humans carried the future with them and the promise of peace. The galaxy watched and waited for their return, ready to welcome the heroes who dared to face the unknown and win. The human ship moved steadily toward the vast alien space station, where leaders from many worlds awaited the return of the brave crew. The journey back was long, but filled with hope and quiet excitement. The captain stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. The mission was almost complete, but the true test was yet to come. They carried with them not just powerful technology, but a promise to protect the galaxy. As the ship approached the station, the crew prepared to share their story. The captain gathered his team. "We have done more than survive. We have found hope and strength for the future. Our journey shows that humans are ready to stand with all species and protect what we love." The crew nodded with pride and determination. When the ship docked, the alien leaders gathered quickly in the great hall. The humans entered carrying the ancient crystal and the technology from the fortress. The room was silent as the leaders waited to hear the tale of courage and discovery. The captain stepped forward and spoke clearly. "We faced dangers no one else would. We learned the truth about the Dead Zone and the weapon that caused fear across the galaxy. We bring hope and a plan to protect all life." The alien leaders listened with respect and amazement. Some had doubted the humans, but now they saw their courage and strength. The captain explained how the crew had fought guardians and creatures, faced deadly traps, and solved ancient puzzles. They told of the crystal's power and the responsibility that came with it. The humans offered the technology and knowledge to the leaders, promising to work together to keep the weapons safe. The leaders agreed and praised the humans for their bravery and wisdom. The galaxy had found new protectors in the humans and a new hope for peace. The captain looked around the hall and said, "This is only the beginning. Our journey will continue, and we will face new challenges together. United, we are stronger and ready for the future." The leaders nodded, and the room filled with a feeling of hope and unity. The humans returned to their ship to prepare for new adventures. The crew felt proud of what they had achieved, but also ready for what lay ahead. The galaxy was wide and full of mysteries. The humans knew they had a place among the stars and a duty to protect and explore. As the ship left the station once again, the captain looked at the endless sky and thought of the future. The Dead Zone was no longer a place of fear, but a symbol of courage and unity. The humans had signed up instantly, and now they had proven they were ready to face the unknown with strength and heart. The stars shone bright as the ship moved forward, carrying the hope of many worlds. The story of the humans and the Dead Zone was just beginning, a story of bravery, friendship, and the power to change the galaxy forever.